Look, I'm alive. Ooh. Cool. Oh, wow. That's like 1-to-1. That's cool. Oh, wow. That's like 1-to-1. That's cool. Okay. Let's see here. Hello, Hate. How are you? Grr. I'm just doing some relaxing Halloween painting. Nothing fancy. We won't use this line of paints today. Oh, yes, I am painting. I am in so much pain. It was more of a subconscious thing, I think. I don't know if I can edit that from here. No, that's not what I want to do. Can I edit that? I don't think I can. Oh well. Or just, oh, I'm realizing that you can't see my workstation. So I am going to show you my kludge of a workstation. And you'll just really, really have to love it. Don't mind the mess in the back. Oh, okay. I'm also wearing a shirt that I don't give a crap about because I got bleach on it and stuff. So I don't care if I get paint on this. Not that this is the worst kind of paint in the world, but this is all cheapo paint from Michaels. And it's okay if I screwed up, because it is what it is. It's washable. Let's see here. I don't have a very good setup, as you can see, but that's okay. I don't really paint a whole lot. So, how are you today, Hayden? Are you getting ready for the giant hurricane that's coming your way? I already screwed up. That's okay. I think I can paint over that. I hope. It was like my first brush stroke was a mess. I already screwed up. That's okay. Only all of YouTube is going to see this. I have Autumn ASMR in the background. So, if you hear hooting and hollering, that's what that is. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back over that with something like green or something. It's kind of annoying. First brush stroke, mistake. Right in the wrong place. It's okay. Yeah, you can see that. That's pretty nice. Oh boy, it is actually getting kind of warm in here already. Wonder if this will put too much. Let's do that and hope that it doesn't sound too bad. Should all of the pumpkins be orange underneath? And they can go over with something better on top? Maybe. I wonder if I can make like a yellow orange for one of them. You know, as much as I really enjoy this ASMR, I'm thinking most people aren't going to enjoy it as much as I do. Let's see here. This might be really loud, but we'll see. Jeez. There we go. This poor guy looks like he's forcing a smile on his face, but he's not actually happy. It's okay. Do your thing if you need to take a phone call or make one. I'm just sitting here chilling, trying to figure out what to paint all of these. Because I feel like just straight orange is going to be boring. Though I am going to detail them, maybe. I'm not very good at this, so this isn't my forte. So we will see what I'm able to deliver. You know what? I'm just gonna make them all base orange. Screw it. We'll go from there. Brown shade. Yeah, well, I don't really have shade. I have this for brown, so all solid matte colors, and not my co-presenter matte, but the matte with an E at the end. Unlike how I used to paint my Tau, which was all lacquer gloss, because I felt like the Tau, if they're going to go into combat, they want to be shiny, and they just want to be seen. They've flaunted their stuff. This was I have real no huge desire for mini painting anymore. Hence why I don't have all of my stuff in this current location that I'm staying in. So I just picked this up, this 36 pack of paints at Michael's for less than $10. And it is good enough for cheap wood painting. At least, in my opinion, it's good enough for me. But yes, this is not like real fancy paints. This isn't those Citadel paints that cost an arm and a leg. Though honestly, I did all of my mini painting with the lacquer that you get, the model lacquer that you get from Michael's. I thought it looked nicer. You could spray it. I thought it set nicer and it was harder than the Citadel paints at the local game store. But what do I know? I just like that hard, glossy shell on my Tau. And my neck rounds. That's how I painted my neck rounds too. Glossy black with green eyes. That's pretty cool. Fair enough. I guess if I ever get the option to play like an RPG again in real life and reuse minis, maybe I'll paint my own mini for that. It's like worth it. The new Cyberpunk minis are out. Actually, well, they've been out for a little bit, but those look pretty cool. I want to paint my Mansions of Madness minis. All the Cthulhu Lovecraftian horrors. So I could do that, but I'm not going to use this paint on that. I only have 3 brushes too, so I don't have anything fancy. Yeah. Very rarely do I get to play. Though Matt, luckily, is going to be running our Cyberpunk game. So I don't have to worry about that, even though I kind of do. Because when Artel Sorian gave us the copy, they're like, hey, review it for us. And really the only way you can do it right now is on Roll20. Matt is very technologically inclined, but he is not Roll20 inclined. And that's really, Astral doesn't have it, so we have to use Roll20. So luckily, my way too many hours on Roll20, I'm basically the backup DM. He tells the story and I do all the rolling. So, I won't leave. You're the one who keeps leaving me. Yeah, me. Okay, I don't care if I get this. A little bit of orangey. In case anyone cares, what's the music that's playing on in the background is actually GameOn has this as a online playlist. It's our synth playlist on YouTube. So if you want to listen to music like this is the last of the videos. This is the chill wave video. I'll take this off. I don't know, what do the pumpkin stems look like? I'm gonna look it up. They're kind of green-brown, aren't they? This color kind of represents it. Yeah, cool. I have made a mistake, I think. Well, oh well. I wonder if I can mix this with another brown. I don't have like a pot. Okay. It's a interesting color. Thinking that this is not the color of pumpkin spice. This one with the gray. Yeah. Imperfection is what makes it better for me, I guess. I know that that's just what really bad painters say. Oh well. Well, if there's anybody out there in YouTube land who is watching me right now and not saying hi, let me be the first to say hello. And welcome to my attempting to paint, even though I'm not a painter, live stream. Oof, that's not good. Oh well. Who cares? I don't. I do this because I need to chill out. Speaking of chilling out. Hi, Zero. I am painting Halloween decorations. We have Halloween specials coming up. Well, in a couple months. More like a month. In a month and a week should be the premiere of our Game On Halloween extravaganza. I'm glad you're here. It's nice to see you. I am going to go with running Call of Cthulhu on Astral, and here's why. One, because you told me to. No, but Swifty, the guy who actually suggested today's video, or one of the guys that suggested today's video, he's a streamer. He and his group are game streamers. And as much as he loves Tabletop Simulator, he says it's a lot easier for the audience to follow something on like Astral, and it is to try to have them follow everything on Tabletop Simulator. And I respect his opinion, so that's why I'm going to go with Astral. Because as much as it is about us having fun, I want those who get to watch it to actually understand what the heck's going on. Oh man, this is such bad painting skills. I'm excited too. I'm excited for a couple of things. I'm excited for Thaco's his extravaganza. Ugh. Don't ever do that in real life. Don't do what I just did. Don't mix two paints like that. I'm excited for Thaco's like monsters that he does for Halloween, like he did last year. Are you doing anything, Zero? Special Investigator Zero. Sure. As long as we can make it work within the narrative. I have to be careful about who I let play, though. Just because I want to make sure that the game actually gets done and it doesn't turn into a... let's just say I have a history of players that have derailed something completely. And it makes me sound like a jerk saying that I want to kind of talk and make sure that I have the right people in my game. But if I'm going to stream it on my channel, I want to make sure that the people know that this is a Call of Cthulhu game and I want to take it seriously. I don't want, like, people running around with dynamite. Well, that was my fault. But, like, I don't want people getting drunk in the middle of the stream. And then saying very, very, things that probably shouldn't be said online. That's what happened last year on Twitch. So. I want to see a Halloween special from at least one Halloween episode from every Tabletop Dungeoneer. This is terrible painting. It's like splotchy in some places. Kind of like right in there. Ah! Well, that's not good. But in the end, that doesn't really matter, does it? I can. Animatronic collection. That sounds interesting. I'm afraid to ask more about it, but I'm sure you're going to tell me, so. I shouldn't have made that face. Now I'm just going to kind of paint the outside of it, because I can. I'm afraid of a lot of things, see. There's a lot of things I'm afraid of these days. Rejection. That's the big one. COVID. That's the second one. And, turtles. Ooh. Are you gonna get the fog machine for that, Zero? I was so tempted. Michael's right down the street from me has a fog machine. I was so tempted to get it. It wasn't that bad. It was like $60. But I have nowhere to use it. Like, I could use it in my room. Well, in this temporary room that I'm in right now. But, like, I I don't think the rest of the house would be happy with that. Yeah. Well, good to know. Thank you for letting me know. I will avoid that. But they're still pretty cool to have. Or at least the idea of having them sounds cool. They ruin scenery. Good to know. I don't have a pot for black, I think. No. So I'll just put it right here. This shirt is designed for somebody who is 4XL, and I'm only 1XL. At least it feels like I'm only one. It feels like I'm 1XL sometimes. Yeah, when I get my own place, which I am looking into very shortly, I'm gonna Halloween. Obviously, I mean, anyone who's watched the channel pretty much knows that Halloween's my favorite holiday. And where I used to live in Connecticut, there was a street that they closed down the street, and this guy, well, actually, like the whole block did this crazy, like, haunted house kind of thing. It was awesome. I would like to do something like that. Maybe not close down the whole street, but you know, I want to be like the household that's like, holy crap, look at that decoration. Like, there's always those guys that like to do the Christmas decorations. And they go overboard. Well, I want to be the overboard Halloween person, but not the overboard DM. I am not the overboard DM. I'm the overboard Halloween guy. Pretty sure if there was an overboard DM anywhere, that overboard DM would hate my guts, even though I don't know what I did wrong. Likes to boo me on Instagram. If there ever was an overboard DM, he would like to boo me on Instagram. Ooh. Hey, where do you live? Are you in Louisiana or Missouri or no? Thaco's in Missouri. You're in New Hampshire because you sound like a New Hampshire boy. I'm totally joking. I know you don't live in New Hampshire. 15 minutes from New Orleans. Zeros in Chicago. What's the temp for you guys today? This morning I went for my run. It was 52 degrees. It was like comically dry and gross. Mm-hmm. 92. It is. What's the temperature today? Okay, it was in the high 60s. It just hit 70. So it's relatively chilly today. That's why I don't have all my fans on. Yeah, it's I can only assume it's really hot. Does it get really muggy in Louisiana? There's a guy I used to watch on YouTube from right outside Louisiana. I forget what parish he said he was in. He's relatively famous, I guess. I actually appeared on this channel a couple of times, which is funny. We're friends on Facebook, but he used to say like he didn't care so much about the heat, he cared more about the humidity, and how it could be like 60 degrees on Christmas, but it'd be like 100% humidity, so it felt like it was like 20 degrees. Jefferson Parish sounds right, if I say it out loud. Okay, so far, this is where it is. I'm trying to think if I want to, what I want to do the whole box as. Like, should the whole thing be black? What do you guys think? Ooh. Might give me cancer in New Orleans, or in California. It's a good thing I live in California. All black? I'm gonna need a bigger brush. I do have a bigger brush downstairs, but I don't want to just get up and leave. So, we'll do it this way. Thank you guys for watching the video I put out today. Zero, I'll see if we can get you, so the reason why you guys are going to see a lot of videos of Matt right now is because he's getting ready for his next production run on his magazine. He didn't ask me to write anything this month. I don't think that they're doing freelance writers right now. So, but I'll see if Matt can get you a copy of our magazine. I am gonna paint it black like the Rolling Stones. Yeah, I don't know why I said will it blend on your last video. I guess I was just joking around. Because I thought it was funny. But I did learn what a kit bash was. So I guess you can blend those things, huh? But here's the real question. What is the difference between Gundam and Gunpla, or whatever you type in the chat? And I've seen that word before. Like, what's the difference between the two of them? Ah, okay. Oh, now I feel silly. Gunpla. Is this, or is it pronounced Gunpla? Gunpla? Gunpla. Gunpla. So I have they're not right in front of me over there. They are somewhere, uh, somewhere where I can get them, but I have to look for them. I have Artel Saurian Robotech books, so that you can add Robotech to your Cyberpunk 2020 game. A couple of years ago, I wanted to run a Starship Troopers game, but there's no like Starship Troopers system. So Matt and I were talking about like how would we do this? Is this like something that I would do with Traveler? Because Traveler is like kind of close, I guess. Sci-fi ships and space armor. But Artel Saurian's like D100 system has a lot of interesting stuff. So we got those books. I was actually gifted those books by a friend of ours, and I never got to run that game. Honestly, I don't even know what I would do with it. Like it's like on the back burner right now, but like, who would want to play in the Starship Troopers game? Like, I was trying to gauge some online like sentiment for it. Like, hey, does anyone have any interest? And they're like, now we want to play D&D. So, because everybody in the world wants to play D&D and no one wants to play Indians. So this guy, that's which is why it costs $5 and not $2. Because there's a light in there. Well, thank you. I thought it would have been cool. I wrote this whole like story arc, where basically the group was going to be like, they were going to start out as just standard, what do they call it in that systems? Or, yeah, in that IP. Now I forget. Just the standard infantry. And that's what they were going to start out as. But then they were going to realize, hey, these guys are pretty good. And then get upgraded. It was more or less going to be more centered on the book than it would have been on the movie, though I think the movie is hilariously awesome. The only issue that I was running into, and I think I asked a couple of people on Reddit, which wasn't the smart thing to do, because asking anybody on Reddit is just opening up a can of worms. Yes, mobile infantry. Thank you. For the life of me, I can remember that. I said, hey, just putting it out there, what kind of enemies for Starship Troopers? Because if I want to do with the book, I mean, there's more than just the bugs, but like that's what everyone thinks of. And like, how can I vary it up enough to where it's not just slogging through the same kind of 3 bugs or 4 bugs? And all the answers I got were, don't touch our precious IP with any of your stupid RPG BS. I was like, oh, you guys are very nice. The internet is full of very nice people. Corporate private militaries. Yeah, that's kind of what's going. Well, actually, that. So that's what I want. If I ever run a Traveler game again, which I will, I kind of want to get rid of the Third Imperium as being like the giant military might, and be like, no, everything's private, everything's corporate, kind of like they do in Cyberpunk. If you've ever played Eve, I basically wanted to kind of be Eve, you know, where it's like giant corporations run the space. There is a loose framework of the Third Imperium, but they, again, it's like a government that's not really, it's a title government, but doesn't really do a whole lot. But then in that situation, then you're not really playing in the Traveler universe anymore. But you can still use the system, I guess. Like I can't get over the fact of how much I like Traveler. Crap. So I'm definitely a fanboy of Traveler. But I was thinking about making a video, and I was talking with Swifty and the rest of Cardboard Untapped, who's again, Swifty was the one who suggested today's video. And they could see where I was coming from with what I wanted to say, but I have to like blunt it in a way that doesn't offend anyone. I don't like, and you guys can tell me, just let me know what you guys think. I don't like the idea of going online, looking at a build, and going, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to build a Barbarian, Totem of the Bear, who multi-classes into Warlock, so that they can cast stuff, and then not worry about rage, or, and then rage, not worry about concentration, and be this best thing ever. Which, I know, if you, I'm sorry, but, like, build videos are like a dime a dozen online. Like, how to build the best fighter in D&D 5e or Pathfinder. And I don't like playing a game anymore where I build a character. I want the character to be randomly generated like it is in Traveler and in Warhammer. If you've played Warhammer, the fantasy RPG, it's less like, this is who I want to play. It's more like, who do I get to play as? And that's what Traveler is like. Like, you go in there going, I feel like it would be cool to play a cracked pilot, but I don't know what I'm going to get to play as. I don't know, like, here's my thing, and I'm probably in the minority here, but, like, trying to build an off-meta build in D&D, especially when you go to, like, Adventurers League, people will, like, legitimately get mad at you if you have a character that's not 100% optimized. Like, I'm not joking, people have literally thrown stuff at me because of that. It was at Gen Con. Gen Con, I had 2 books thrown at me. One as a DM and one as a player. That was funny. The guy who threw it at me when I was a DM had to get escorted out. But, I don't know, I'm happy that, like, and every once in a while it's fine to, like, let me try to form a coherent sentence here. My friend wants to run a game in Descent into Avernus, and I've never played it, and I've never run it, and I already have an idea of who I want to play. I basically want to build a Warlock, probably a Pact of the, maybe a Pact of the Chain Warlock, and I basically want to make him Rorschach from The Watchmen, and like I would have like disguise self on me, like the Pact of Many Faces. So I would like
look like I was Rorschach. And my Eldritch Blast would actually be a revolver, but I'd be casting Eldritch Blast, but I would be reskinning it as having a gun. And I just like the idea of like being a pulpy, grizzled detective, going down to hell to try to find like somebody. So like there is room for like having like an idea and wanting to play it. And so I understand, but like what I like so much about Traveller is literally, or Warhammer the RPG. You just the fantasy RPG, not Dark Heresy, but you literally just start with some stats and then see if you die as you get ready to adventure. If any of you want to just play around with a Traveller character creation just to see what it's like, let me know, because I'll gladly do it for you. It is a game in itself to make a character, and that's why I like about it so much. But like, I don't know how to put that into a video form without like saying something like, I want people to know that there's more out there than just D&D and Pathfinder. But seems like a lot of people aren't willing to give things a try. But I guess in the end, the video would just come to me saying, "Try something different, damn it!" But people are stuck in their ways. Let me turn this down a little bit. Ah, it's a little bit too low. There we go. But what are your guys' opinions on making a character that you had planned, or making a character that you get to you get to learn about them as you make them, if that makes sense? I think it'd be cool to have a. That's why I made that D&D random character generator. Like literally, I basically took Traveller and I put D&D stuff into it. And you know, enough people on Reddit liked it. It was another thing that I posted on Reddit. But enough people liked it to where I got like a couple gold badges and stuff for it. So people really liked it. At one time, it had like what, 1,000 unique like openings. Like no one downloaded it, but like they opened it up and looked at it. Something like outrageous that I didn't expect a lot of people to look at. But it was a hit. Every once in a while, I'll get a notification that someone linked someone else back to it. Oh man. Zero, you gotta make yourself a random character at some point. Again, if you want, I can help you do it in Traveller just so you can see how fun it is. Or you can use that free resource that I put out, where you can make a D&D character completely random. I played in a game with those. It was hilarious. So you can come out very overpowered and very underpowered at the same time. Like one of our players, there was like a, well, in both of those you can, but specifically in the D&D, there was like a mishap where a cougar gets out of their cage at a local carnival, you know, and mauls you half to death. Subtract 1d4 points from one of your physical stats. And this guy, this poor guy, he went through it a couple of times, and he had that mishap a couple of times, which is just astronomically, like statistically crazy that he did that. So he came out with like a negative like 7 Constitution. It was hilarious. Well, negative 7. So by that I mean 3. He had a 3 Constitution, and he was a fighter. He was awesome. But we had a character in Traveler. So Traveler, you used to literally be able to die immediately in character creation. It's very hard to do that in the newer editions. But you still technically, I think you can, as a drifter, you can still die with like a 1 die roll. But we had a character who kept on getting hurt during his pre-Traveler days, so when he was growing up. To the point where how basically Traveler works is that your hit points are, the way we were playing it was the harder core, where it's your lowest strength or dex plus endurance. So your hit points aren't usually that high anyway. He came to the table with this poor pirate who had lost all 4 appendages, and he had 1 hit point left. But what ended up happening was there's something called an aging roll. So you have to roll to see, because he was old, and you have to see, how you can survive just being an old person in space. And he failed it. So he started with a 0 in all of his physical stats, meaning that he couldn't become conscious. He was constantly unconscious. So we did technically, I guess, kind of kill a character in Traveler Creation in Mongoose 2nd edition. It was just the poor guy had 0 for all of his physical stats. So he literally couldn't wake up from unconsciousness. Even with stimulants. So. Very, very funny. I felt bad for him. But he thought it was awesome. He was like, oh man, I hooked him for life on the Traveler. I hooked that whole group up for life with Traveler. But I've talked a lot. What are your guys' favorite RPGs? Because for me, it's Call of Cthulhu, Traveler, and then I'm gonna still say D&D, but something is probably gonna take its place at top 3 at some point. Jeez, this brush is so freaking small. Shadowrun! I've had the pleasure of playing Shadowrun. It was okay. I think I like Cyberpunk more. Shadowrun was a little bit more like in that kind of like game where like it's like sci-fi kind of game like that, like dystopian sci-fi. I don't know if I want like witchcraft and magic in there. That's why I go more with Cyberpunk. So I remember that Shadowrun game having like magic. I was like, oh, I thought that this was just basically another kind of Cyberpunk game. But to each their own. Yeah, well, here's the thing. The GM, he refused to let anybody use a dice roller app. He was like, no, their seeds isn't randomly generated, and you can manipulate getting 6s all the time. Or you can manipulate getting ones all the time. You're like, what? He's like, no. Roll your 800 d6 before me, plebs. Which is still kind of fun. It is still fun to do. But I don't think he ran it that well. The biggest problem with Shadowrun, and I know a lot of people know that can agree with this, is that if someone goes and does some like net running, or they do their hacking thing, it can be kind of boring if the DM doesn't, or GM doesn't like give the other players something to do. But I found that D20 Modern, and then just the futuristic version of D20 Modern, that kind of has like that good middle ground of like fantasy and like tech. And I really liked it. The 3.x version of it that Chris Perkins did. That game was fun. I was a pastor, and I didn't believe in vampires. I thought that they were literally the devil, but not not vampires, because I didn't believe in them. So I was like, so I ended up helping out the group because I was new. I was late to the game. Like it was like a level 1 to 14, and I came in at 9. And I was like, guys, they're like, can you help us defeat the vampires? And my character was like, no, I'm not going to help you. And the players were all like, wait, what? I was like, no, I'm not going to help you. There's no such thing as vampires. I don't know what the heck you're talking to me about. I'm just trying to sit here eating my burrito from 7-Eleven. And you're trying to tell me about eating vampires? Like, what made you want to come up to me and talk to me about them? Can't you see my priestly garbs? Oh, stepping time. Yeah, that's you have to be careful with stuff like that, huh? Even in D&D, we do like a time stop. But things can get broken quickly. So that game was fun. Because then I went around and I was the social class. I forget what they called. I think they're called the face or something. So basically I was from New York. I was from Queens. And I had this giant following. I was like Joel Osteen. Like people would watch me on TV. And I was also an openly gay pastor. Which was just hilarious to play as. And so finally, I was like, I roleplayed that my character, Solly's Vampires, is literally the devil. So he smiteth thee in the name of Jesus Christ. And it was funny because, like, if you've played 3.x, you know how absurd, like, you can stack things. So I had like a persuasion of like plus 80 at one point. It was just insane. I was able to persuade the then mayor of New Orleans, because this all took place in New Orleans, or New Orleans, however you say it correctly without offending anyone. I persuaded him to be like, hey, you know you're a vampire, right? And he didn't know he was. That's what was the best part. So I persuaded him to think it, or knowing that he was a vampire. And then he had like a mental breakdown. And then he called the National Guard to help us. It was a weird storyline. It was really fun though. Not a lot of combat, but the combats that we did have, I was like a pastor running around with machine guns. It was funny. I'm waiting for this to dry. But Spoopy. Ah.
Have you guys played D20 Modern? Or how about this? You can answer that question, but is there any game that like you're excited to play or that you want to play that you haven't gotten able to? You know how Matt and I did that video of like a couple of games that we wanted to play and run? Are there any that you guys want to do? I'd love to know. Vampire the Masquerade LARP. That's the only LARP group that I've ever heard of. Like I've never seen like a D&D LARP group. I've only heard of Vampires LARP group. Oh man, I'm getting Facebook stuff. Yep, Shadowrun. Okay. And Zero IDK, I've played a ton of one-shots from different systems back in the day. Okay. I don't know how to help you there, Hate. I don't play Shadowrun, so I don't have like any of the rule books for it. I just don't think I do. If I do, they'd be at my other place. Sometimes I forget what I have and I don't have. So I have this really thin black Sharpie, and I was thinking about doing the detail on that. What do y'all think to make it pop? Because I think it would be easier for me to hit it with that thin, very thin tip Sharpie than it would for me to try to paint these with whatever, these brushes, if you can even call them paintbrushes. Do it, just take your time. Oh, nice. At least you have the books and stuff. Oh, that's kind. You don't have to do that. But then again, I do know that you are a millionaire. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to be right back. I don't have this set up through Streamlabs, so I don't have like the fancy. I got bleach on my shirt. I don't have the fancy like AFK wipe. So, but I do have the old sock over the. The sock over the webcam trick. I'll be right back. Oh, hey. It's your boy, Ric Flair. So, controversial, but favorite Halloween candy right here. No, I prefer the real candy corn and not this chocolate. But there. Okie doke. Brought a bigger paintbrush just in case. I'm still getting Facebook notifications. What's going on over here? Today is apparently National Dog Day. So are y'all still here or did y'all abandon me? If you did, I understand. Hey, Zero's here. This is an interesting speech to have in a song. Oh no! Well, that's not good. Well, crap. I think that's like what you can say about this whole art project today is, oh crap. Fix it later. I don't know if I can fix it. You have a lot more faith in me than you should probably be putting into my painting skills. I have a hard time painting within the lines, as you can see. I have a hard time just drawing in the lines. Yeah, that's not even me wiping over it. That is the
the little grains that are running perpendicular to the engravings that they're filling out with the ink. Because I'm watching it do it right in front of me. Gives it character, I guess. Well, thank you for believing. I have a series I want to do with the first. Well, shit. Copy mushrooms. I have a series I want to do the first full week of October. Well, it's not that I want to, I'm just going to do it. The top 5 one-shots for Halloween games. And so the first full week ends on October 9th. And that's why I want to do the Call of Cthulhu on October 9th. So I can announce on that last day, that Friday, I can announce, hey, don't forget to watch us tonight as we take on unspeakable horrors in Call of Cthulhu. The capillary effect. Okay, well that makes sense from a medical standpoint, at least. Well, the capillary effect, from a distance it doesn't really look bad. But then again, also my 1080p camera seems to be broadcasting in 240p. So it looks like, at least. Like, why spend so much money on a camera? Like, the camera that we use for Game On, like my legit tripod camera from Sony, like 1080p, I think it even does 4K, but nothing ever seems to render right. Like, it renders in 1080, and then it even says on YouTube it's in 1080, 60 FPS, which is what I render it in. But it doesn't look like it. But of course, as soon as I shoot it with my stupid phone camera, it looks like I'm freaking an IMAX professional cinematographer. So I don't know, I'm kind of mad at myself that I spent the money on that camera that looks worse than my camera free on my phone. And they're both rendering at the same rate, so But I sound like a negative Nancy today, don't I? Here I am just being negative. I don't have any clients on Wednesdays, hence why I am home today. But I'm gone all day Tuesday and Thursday. So. Well, I wonder why that setting works. It's like on when I do it with my phone, and not on when I do it with the Sony Cam. I do know that the Sony Cam likes to film in like this stupid proprietary format. Whereas the phone just uploads into the software as an MP4. But the Sony uploads as something stupid. I don't remember what it's called. It's all good. Matt and I are like going to be putting a little bit more money and effort into our stuff now. Like we put a good amount of effort into it. But I want to get a better suite for my computer. Like I want to get a better computer at this point. Do better editing cuts. Let's see what else. I want to also be able to live stream better. My CPU gets kind of confused when I try to do that shit. Pardon my language. But enough being a negative Nancy. Do you guys have any exciting plans coming up? Not that there's like anything exciting to do these days because everything's shut down. Working. What do you do? It's a critical. Because like, I feel like you work like all the time. Like I understand that like other people don't have the same freedoms like I do, or I don't really have to work a whole lot as a personal trainer. But like, I feel like you're working like first, second, and third shift every day. Do you get to go home? Do you have a family that you get to see? Have you seen the sun ever? I work with kids that have special needs. Well, that would make sense as to why you're always working. Good for you, man. That's one of those thankless jobs. So thank you. And I don't mean that. I'm not just saying that. Like, I mean, thank you. Because that is a thankless job. And a lot of people don't realize that even kids with special needs need, attention and need somebody there for them. A lot of people like to just cast them to the side and think that they're, oh, she doesn't know. She's got special needs. She doesn't even know what it's like to be normal. There's no need to give her any attention. But at least that's what it was like when I grew up. Like, not my family. My family wasn't like that, but some of the special needs teachers at my elementary school were like that. So I didn't respect them, but I do respect those who take their job seriously. Because it's not an easy job.
But now I think Zero. I think he's a male stripper in Chicago. I think his stage name is Mr. Silks, because he always wears those silk boxers. Or that silk thong. It's coming along pretty nicely. This person over here looks a little out of place. Obi-Wan Zio. Thank you. Thank you for saying that looks decent. You're a kind liar. Yeah, this is fun, though. Like, I don't really have a whole lot that I can do this afternoon. I guess I could be doing like a continuing education as an American College of Sports Medicine personal trainer. You have to keep up a certain amount of continuing education through the year. So I could be doing that because I just spent a whole lot of money on that. But why do that when I can paint for you guys? I'm realizing that I missed some things on this pumpkin. I'm grilling tonight. That's exciting. Bacon cheeseburgers is what we're doing tonight. Just funny because I have to go to the doctor tomorrow, and my doctor really likes to ask me what I ate the night before. Because he's a DO, and he's like, thank you. Yeah, that does sound good. And Bob Ross was good. Bob Ross was awesome. Better than good, awesome. But so the last time I saw my DO, we did a telehealth conference. And like he's like, I can't do anything right. I don't think any of his patients can. And I was like, he's like, do you exercise? I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, what do you do? I'm like, I run, I bike, and I swim. And he goes, okay, well, how many miles a week do you run? And I go, 40. And he goes, that's it? It's like, sorry. I don't know how much you run. You don't look like you've done any kind of exercise in your life, to be honest. But whatever. Sometimes I wonder if doctors become doctors to be like a power trip thing. Because I swear I can outrun, I can outlift, I can outbike this doctor. But he's never impressed. I'm surprised that 40 miles of running and 20 miles of biking and 3 miles of swimming a week isn't good enough for him. So tomorrow he's going to ask me, what did I eat for dinner? And when I say cheeseburgers, bacon cheeseburgers, he's going to flip the fuck out of me.
Or how dare you eat anything that's remotely not just kale? So, that'll be fun. That was a very random story that I just told you. But doctors are weird. I'm gonna actually request to see if I can have another one. Just because this doctor's a little bit insane, maybe? I don't know. I mean, Zero, when your doctor asks you how much you exercise and you say, you know, what you do, does he go, really, that's it? Or she? I feel like that's not very nice to say. How about you, Hate, if you're still in here? Aren't you a police officer or something? Correctional officer or something? You probably have to be like jacked and in shape all the time. Not that jacked and in shape are coincide with each other, but I make money for blind people? Huh, then I really didn't know. I was really off on what you did. Not that a career defines a person, but I really thought that you were like a police officer or something. I don't know why I thought that. Or a correctional officer or something like that. Huh. That's not bad. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. Spoopy. Yeah, no, I could totally see him as one too. That's what I really thought he was. Ooh, the ice cream truck is going by. I'm gonna get demonetized for them playing music on my stream. Interestingly enough, I just got a D&D question on our Facebook page. The question was, as a DM, how do I treat divine intervention? Do I treat it like a wish spell, a Hail Mary pass, destroy all the enemies, heal all your hit points? My answer to that is, I treat divine intervention in 5e like a wish spell, but with limitations. Randolph Shepherd's Vendors of America. Never heard of it, but I'll have to look into it. I am not using Restream. This is just Facebook Live with my webcam. I'm not streaming anywhere else. I figured out how to stream from my Xbox because I was thinking about doing a stream from the Xbox. Because I have a really fun game that I like to play during Halloween time that I played last year on Twitch. But last year on YouTube, we had like, at this time we only had like 22 subscribers, and none of them came over to Twitch. So I figured it would be cool to broadcast it onto this channel. But it takes up a lot of bandwidth because I have to connect my Xbox to my PC, which they have to it has to stream to my PC, which then I can capture with slobs and restream it onto my onto here. But that takes up a lot of bandwidth. So, and I could probably get away with doing it with the game I want to play it. Because it doesn't require being online or anything. So it's not like going to eat up any more bandwidth that way, but I don't know. The game is called Grabbed by the Ghoulies. It's one of the games that got me into the horror genre. Well, that was fun. So, one last shot at the final product. Pardon me for hiccuping. So, that's exciting. I have a whole bunch more I gotta do, but I'm not gonna do them today. So, I think I'm going to kill the stream because I want to go for a walk. I want to take the shirt off and I want to put something else on. And actually, I'll just keep the shirt off and I'll walk with my shirt on. I live in the middle of a Jewish community. So every morning when I run, they see me running, and obviously they see me running, and they're very nice. Like, they'll all wave to me and say hi, except for the women. The women won't say anything to me, but the men will. So it'd just be fun if I just walked around with no shirt on. They'd probably ask me to leave. Walking is for the plebs. No, I had somebody on Facebook yesterday call me a pleb. It was really funny. I'm going to tell you the story because it was really funny. On a D&D, the D&D web, D&D memes Facebook page, someone was talking about a paladin warlock build. No, paladin sorcerer build. So that you could cheese all your divine smites. And I have a first edition printing of the Player's Handbook for 5e. So like I got it the day it was released. And August 14th, 2014. 6 years. And in there, it specifically says that you can only smite with paladin spell slots. And so I basically said, hey, can't you only smite with paladin spell slots? And then as soon as I commented, I immediately remembered that the first errata, in the very beginning of 2015, there was an errata that came out saying that the paladin could smite with any spell slot, even though the Player's Handbook said only the paladin spell slot. So anyway, I replied to myself saying, I was wrong, I forgot about the errata. So I'm leaving the original there so people can see that why I made that mistake, but I know that it was a mistake. And then the original poster, he called me a pleb, and saying that obviously I know nothing about Dungeons and Dragons, and that I don't deserve to play it. I mean, honestly, you can see what I don't know. The end. So I was called a pleb yesterday because of that, which is just stupid. Because obviously I was wrong, and I knew I was wrong. as soon as I said it. And I was like, hey, this is why I know I'm wrong, but you can see why I was confused. But nope, instead, people on the internet will still say mean things. So, was that you, Hate, who said that to me? Might have been. I'm just kidding. I just don't get how like you can like immediately like backtrack and say I was wrong, I was wrong, I was wrong. I know I am. This is how I correct myself, and yet people will still just like immediately pounce on you. I mean, people are just looking to pick fights with each other these days. So I didn't really respond. I got a lot of people who gave me thumbs up for my responding to myself, saying, hey, I figured out that I said something wrong. So at least people understood that, like, you know, just let them rest. Some people are tools, just let them rest. That's a good one. I'll have to remember to use that one. So, bad mechanic always blames his tools. Which is another one that had nothing to do with it. Yeah. I don't have a whole lot to talk about. People who want me to stay streaming, what do you want me to talk about? Because I am kind of out of things that I know to say. Well, bye, Zero. When's your stream tonight, Critical? It all depends on how late it is. I am an old man. So, you have to remember zones. 9 p.m. Central, so 10 p.m. my time. Okay. Ooh. I feel like an old man though. When I get up in the morning to go run, it's like I don't want to do it, so I kind of growl and I'm grouchy. But I do it anyway because that's what I tell my clients to do, and I'm not going to make them do anything that I'm not willing to do. Go look at my green dragon. Oh, Lord. That's your green dragon. Actually, is that a euphemism for something? I don't know if I want to go. Surprised this is still going.
Oh, YouTube. It would be nice if you actually worked. Jeez. Sorry about that. Music just cut out. It's weird. Now it's quiet. It's uncomfortably quiet. Let's see here. RPGs. I don't know how else to get people to look at my stuff. How do I get people to watch my vids? Do I have to do a thumbnail with my shirt off? No, this'll scare people away. I can hear my own voice. Go away. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. Sometimes I wonder if some people get views just because of their how they dress themselves up in a thumbnail. I don't know. I know that I don't tend to click on things because of the thumbnail. I'm one of the weird people that like cares more about the title than I do about the thumbnail picture. But I don't know. It's 4 o'clock. I think I'm going to get off. I am sorry, don't hate me too much. But I would like to go eat some more candy corn, and I need to go get those patties made up and soaking in their own. I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say. But I thank you guys for watching. Now I gotta find something else to listen to. Sorry. Yeah. You can go watch, I don't know, is anyone else doing anything live that's even remotely interesting? I don't know. But, there you go. Call them on Discord. I hope you guys have a good day. I'll see some of you. I will try to pop in and watch a little bit of After Dark. But I can't promise that I can stay for the whole thing. So I will see you guys later. Whee!